centre ring is the man who some think has bitten off more than he can chew. He made a very public, very verbal challenge to Gurkan Ozkan only a few weeks ago, and now, tonight, he rematches Gurkan Ozkan for the ISKA Super Middleweight World title. It's Daniel Tai. Hammer Daniel Tai steps up in Moorabbin.
Came back, he wasn't intimidated by the scene here anymore. He was very confident when he stepped into the ring against a very accomplished fighter in Nick Cara. Disposed of Nick Cara was some say a lucky shot. Others say, you know, Daniel Tai is a very underrated New Zealand fighter. But all of that will be revealed in a very short moment. Ringside with the former Australian Cruiserweight champion, the Hammer Mark Castellini, and make his way to the ring. The ticking time bomb waiting to explode. The former three-time world champion. They call him the Supreme Fighting Machine, Gurkan Ozkan, Hammer. Well, Gurkan Ozkan looking very, very focused for this battle here tonight. He knows that Daniel Tai is going to be looking to claim his scalp after the battle they had last time. There was a lot of blairising around by Ozkan in centre ring, played with Daniel Tai, but I think he's going to be a bit more focused, and he'll leave all the antics out tonight and try and dispose of Daniel Tai as quickly as possible.
He is back to super middleweight, the Supreme Fighting Machine, Gurkan Ozkan. And let's go to the Supreme ring announcer, Andy Raymond.
Ladies and gentlemen, this event is for the ISKA Super Middleweight Championship of the World. We are scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds under K1 rules. An international bout introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. Based from New Zealand and trained recently under Harpe Nagaranoa out of Liverpool. Weeks ago challenged Gurkan Ozkan after a devastating victory over Nick Cara. Weighed in at 78.4 kilograms, the visitor, Daniel Tai. The man standing across the ring, fighting out of the red corner and trained out of the Braveheart Academy. Returning into a division he once ruled with an iron fist. A former amateur and professional champion of the world. A stunning 30 first-round knockouts on an impressive resume. Weighed in at a rock and ready 77.9 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, the Supreme Fighting Machine, Gurkan Ozkan. Your referee, once again, the living legend, Mr. Dave Hedgehog. This bout sanctioned by the ISKA, and in attendance, Dr. Peter Lewis. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd ask you in attendance to be upstanding for the national anthems.
Well, all is in readiness for our main event. The Super Middleweight Championship of the World is on the line, folks. Not only that, more than that perhaps, a grudge match. This man, Daniel Tai, against this man, Gurkan Ozkan, after a very public challenge only a series of weeks ago. They are now here in centre ring for the second time.
There's knees to the head and the body. Okay, everything else is open and go. No
look at the stare down.
No elbows, no headbutt. Listen to what I call when I ask for a clean break, I want a clean break. If in a case of knockdown, you must go to the furthest neutral corner. You both understand where I'm coming from. I will not tolerate any silliness, okay? Let's let good man win.
Oh, some tough talking there from Gurkan Ozkan. Hammer, and this one could just get out of hand.
Well, let the psychological games begin.
Hammer, I've got that feeling of when Ozkan fought Vermeers. It's happening again. This one here might just get out of hand. It is a huge grudge match.
Well, Thibault Vermeers actually turning up down at the Blitz Centre. Perhaps we could see him in centre ring soon, Thibault Vermeers.
Well, the time for talk is over. We're underway, the first of 5 rounds, and the ISKA Super Middleweight title on the line. Of course, Daniel Tai with Harpe Nurinoa in his corner. And Gurkan Ozkan, although trained by super promoter Tarek Solak, with his original trainer Jamal Hassan cornering him here tonight as quite a nostalgic gesture. Of course, remember Jamal Hassan guided Gurkan to his first world title against Keith Cooley from England back in 1994, and a huge promotion by Tarek Solak at Festival Hall, Hammer.
Well, from all accounts, the boys around the trap saying looking at Ozkan sparring is very, very much in shape, and his technique's looking a lot sharper than in preparation for past bouts. And that could be the telling factor here. But Daniel Tai is also with a very strong resolve in centre ring here tonight as well.
Well, apparently some very impressive sparring displays by Gurkan Ozkan against Arthur Sakanis and Tosca Petrides lately down there at the Braveheart gym. Gurkan just steps up with that big berth of that leaping left hook of his. Straight right hand, left hook by Ozkan, trying to unleash the big goodnight Irene right hand. And will the ticking time bomb explode here in the first round? Chopping outside leg kick there from Daniel Tai. Ozkan forced to cover up. Another big leg kick there from Tai, and Tai doing quite well so far.
Is unloaded with a nice combination of knee grappling and then boxing skill over the top. The grappling and Thai style does not really suit Ozkan. He's more a boxer slash kickboxer, not so much a Thai boxer. He's not comfortable in the grapple or with knees. He's always had that as a bit of a weakness, especially when he fought Jacobs and the likes. Whenever knees are into it, he has a bit of bother there, Michael.
Oh, Jacobs, Dendenai was another example there. Hammer, of course. Thibault Vermeers, he had a lot of trouble with those knees as well.
It is very popular for fighters to try on the gloves and step up and be a Thai boxer, but it is a lot harder than a lot of fighters anticipate. You really have to have your 8 weapons honed in, and you have to be comfortable with the grapple, and you have to be comfortable with the extra striking of knees, etc.
Comments from the former Australian Cruiserweight Muay Thai champion, the Hammer, Mark Castanini, ringside with myself, Michael Chavello. And it's all part of the K1 Max Victoria, brought to you by super promoter Tarek Solak. Ozkan very tentative here in the first round, just goes downstairs to the outside left thigh, well checked by Tai. Snappy left hand there by Ozkan, just asleep, says the living legend Dave Hedgecock, and we have 2.5 minutes down in the first round. Well, the ISKA world title on the line, but this one here more of a grudge match. Ozkan just grunts and delivers the solid right uppercut to Daniel Tai.
Daniel Tai just setting up for the grapple there. He's trying to set for the grapple and work the knees in underneath it.
Ozkan looking over towards his corner already, Hammer, towards the instruction of Jamal Hassan. Oh, snappy jab, smack bang on the kisser there from Ozkan, then launches a rare high right round kick.
I think Daniel Tai's almost too intent on getting the grapple on there. He needs to be working at range as well and not just concentrating on trying to get into that grapple. We're through the first round.
They go to the towels, Hammer, at the end of the first round of action. It's the king of madness.
We're through the first round.
He opens up the ropes for our ring girls, and how do you see it?
Well, Mario doing a sensational job as always as we go to the scorecards after the first round. Very, very even first round. Ozkan started well. Daniel Tai pegging him back. If you're paying knees, you've got to give that one to Daniel Tai because he worked the knees in well underneath. But Ozkan, some good solid shots.
You know, you check it out. Check that and that's it. You understand? I don't want you to hurt that. You're doing very good. You're winning. You're winning. You're doing very good. Can you tell me the 1 minute? Yes, 1 minute. Please. Relax. You're doing very good. That's one thing I don't want you to do. Don't cover on this. You understand that?
Once again, we see Ozkan stepping up with that rear uppercut, trying to land it on Tai. He got the right cross through. But Ty locking the grapple, bang, there you see the knee just crunching through on the guard of Ozkan. And I'll tell you what, even though he's taken that through the forearm, it's still going to sting a bit. Once again, Ty landing a good leg kick, and Ozkan just taking out the supporting leg there of Daniel Ty.
We are rumbling in the second round of action. This one's scheduled for 5. The ISKA Super Middleweight Championship of the World on the line. The title which Gurkan Ozkan once held, only very briefly, of course, the title that he won under controversial circumstances from Tibor Vermette. Daniel Ty shooting for it here tonight in centering at the Crown Showroom. Snappy jab to open proceedings, and Ozkan finding as a southpaw early on here in the second round, Hammer.
Well, he's switched through. He could be in a bit of bother there with one of his legs. Ozkan now trying to work the knees.
Oh, he does a backward somersault, a little bit of acrobatics there by Gurkan Ozkan, and Daniel Ty. Look at the look of intensity and ferocity on the face of Daniel Ty.
Daniel Ty has to start letting that rear round kick go to the thigh of Ozkan. That is also a weak point. His knee, that lead knee of Ozkan has taken some severe battering, especially when he stepped up into the heavyweight ranks, Michael, and had some of the big boys landing some leg kicks on him.
He had Peter Graham, of course, who took out his legs right here at the Crown Showroom back in October of last year.
But that should almost work in Ozkan's favour, because if the heavyweights couldn't hurt him, exactly. You know how the super middles are really going to do the number on him.
Well, Jamal Hassan between rounds telling Ozkan not to take any kicks on that lead thigh, to check the kicks of Daniel Ty. And you can possibly hear Tarek Solak also shouting all sorts of instructions at Gurkan Ozkan as he switches to southpaw yet again. Now switching back to orthodox stand. Gurkan Ozkan confusing us and maybe confusing Daniel Ty in centre ring.
Well, Daniel really needs to be careful when he misses with that leg kick. He gets a little bit sloppy, Daniel Ty.
Oh, Ty trying to trade the leather here with Ozkan. Ozkan forced to cover up in the neutral corner. Ty works a couple of knees to the left rib cage, right in front of our commentary positions. And the living legend Dave Hedgecock just separates both men. 1 minute 40 down here in the second round.
Well, that's clever tactics from Ozkan now. When they're getting in the grapple, is clinching the waist of Daniel Ty, negating the knees there. And that's what he should be doing, because I think in the grapple, Daniel Ty is going to be just too strong. Daniel Ty in the green and gold shorts, Ozkan, of course, in the black and red.
Good leg check there from Gurkan Ozkan. Ty went to that lead thigh again, went for the inside fight, it didn't quite come off. Ozkan trying to line up that good night Irene right hand, but the ticking time bomb has yet to explode.
Well, Daniel Ty, the Kiwi, doing it all for the love. Back in centre ring at Crown against the very accomplished Gurkan Ozkan.
You can hear the familiar chants going up for Gurkan Ozkan from this capacity crowd on hand at the Crown Showroom. They love the Supreme Fighting Machine.
Well, kickboxing's back. All the New Zealand boys, all the Kiwi boys at the Palace Complex down there in St Kilda. Al and all the crew down there, right behind Daniel Ty here.
Also a big hello to all the guys from Kicks FM radio station, the only aspirant station in Melbourne deserving of a full-time licence. And Gurkan Ozkan and Daniel Ty, two very deserving challengers for the world title here tonight. Outside fight kick didn't quite find the mark there for Daniel Ty.
Well, it's a real game of chess in centre ring at the moment. Daniel Ty looking for an opening. Ozkan ready to explode.
Oh, he was just about to unleash it then. Hammer into the second round and actually go to the towels. How do you see it?
Well, seeing that as a weakness, and that's what they're going to go for, as Daniel Ty gets caught with a big right hook there.
Well, we are rolling into the third round of action. Daniel Ty being told by Harpy Nurano as the Hammer said to go after the lead thigh of Gurkan Ozkan. Will Ozkan try to protect that thigh by switching back to southpaw, as he did on a couple of occasions in the second round. Ozkan bounding around the ring, taunting Daniel Ty. Hands down around his waist though, Ozkan. Now he gets them up again. And you can bet that Paul Briggs will be watching this one closely. Briggs will face Ozkan on September 8 up there in Queensland at Warner Brothers Movie World. Snappy right hand, smack bang off the kisser there from Gurkan Ozkan. Tai always maintaining that eye contact with Ozkan. Nice leg check by Tai, then fires back with an outside fire kick. Solid combination there, Hammer.
Certainly a big, solid combination. But Daniel Tai, have a look at the gaze. Have a look at the iron stare that he's putting through Ozkan.
I don't think he's blinked yet, Hammer. They might have to put some drops in those eyes afterwards.
You can probably count how many times he has blinked, Michael, but nevertheless, Daniel Tai, he really wants this. He wants it very much so. Ozkan is the man standing in the way at the moment.
A very tentative Gurkan Ozkan here tonight. You can see that lead thigh. Here's the left thigh is badly bruised as Ozkan starts to play a few mind games with Daniel Tai. Nice combination there from Ozkan. Looking at back into the blue corner now. And Tai just ties him up and works the knees. Out to the lower back area, those knees coming in there from Daniel Tai, and Ozkan just throwing him to the canvas in a real display of strength and bullying tactics.
I'll tell you what, Michael, even though he did go down, Daniel Tai let a couple of good hard knees go, even one into the hamstring muscle of Ozkan's leg.
Hammer, from a scoring point of view, how do you see it so far?
Well, you have to score knee strikes highest under Tai rules. Knee strikes highest, then of course kicks, and then lastly they score punches. That's how the judges will be scoring this. Of course, if there's elbows are scored equally as high as knees.
Outside thigh kick again there from Daniel Tai. Gurkan Ozkan just waiting for the opening to unleash that big boom shakalaka right hand of his. It hasn't come for him so far here in this round. 1 minute 55 down. Ozkan just sizing up Daniel Tai. Both men smack bang in the centre of the ring. Just like two Mack trucks ready to collide into each other. But who will draw first blood here in this challenge? The ISKA World Super Middleweight title. Another great main event brought to you by super promoter Tarek Solak, and a capacity crowd on hand here at the Crown Showroom, Hammer.
Well, we're halfway through this battle now. About 2.5 rounds down, 2.5 to go. And at the moment, there is no dominator. There is no one really dominating this fight. Daniel Tai probably staying back a little too much. Ozkan tentative. I'm thinking he's carrying a couple of injuries the way he's moving.
Well, this is the Ozkan of old in a way, that he is waiting to unleash that big right hand, but not doing much else other than that. He's got to be raking up the scorecard points, Gurkan Ozkan, as Daniel Tai is. But this has been another slow round as Gurkan just snaps in there with a nice left hand on the jaw. And again, a little bit of fancy footwork just gets Daniel Tai out of dodge. And there's the end of the third round, Hammer.
Well, that round, on my scorecard, I'd give that to Ozkan. I think it was just busier, more so than Daniel Tai. Daniel Tai did have a bit of a flurry with the knees there. Nothing really to score. And I'd have to say that round probably going the way of Ozkan.
Make mistakes. You understand the time? You don't make mistakes, you fight. This leg, don't check it. You know what you're doing? You're pulling back. Please run into him when you pull back. He can respond to you. You're doing that, run into him. No, remember that, but you don't remember doing it. He's turning, he's going on your front leg. And he swings his leg.
Once again, you see Ozkan just powering through. Nice hand and leg combination there from him. This is where he racked up a few points, in my opinion, in that round. Tied up Daniel Tai. Those knees can't really count him, so nothing really effective from Daniel Tai. Ozkan put in some good shots, landed good solid jabs, nice right hands, and peppered in a couple of kicks underneath Ozkan in that round.
Well, Tarek Solak leaving his seat between rounds to offer some words to Gurkan Ozkan and try and rev up the Supreme Fighting Machine. And will the ticking time bomb now explode here in the fourth round?
Someone ring the bell, please. You ready?
Dave Hedgecott just asking for the bell to officially be rung in for the fourth round of action. And here we go, the world title on the line. The ISKA Super Middleweight strap up for grabs, and it has been a close contest thus far.
Well, the way I've got it is first round Daniel Tai, second round even, and third round Ozkan. So we're at a draw at the moment, and it's going to be down to the last two.
The unofficial scorecard, of course, of the Hammer Mark Castanini. Gurkan Ozkan again starting this round very tentatively. A balked right hand fell short of the target there for Ozkan. Sweeping leg kick didn't connect for Tai. Ozkan just charging across the ring, trying to get that left hook working.
Daniel Tai really not taking the advice of his corner and working that lead thigh of Ozkan. Should be maybe setting up jab round kick or jab thigh kick. And Daniel Tai just too tentative. He's very, very weary of that big overhand right of Ozkan's, almost to the point of freezing his technique up.
Solid leg check off the left leg there from Daniel Tai. We are 1 minute down in the penultimate round of action. Gut munching front kick off the ropes there, and another from Gurkan Ozkan. Then the step up left hook from Ozkan. Daniel Tai still not capitalising on Ozkan's wild punches and following up afterwards. Snappy jab there from Gurkan Ozkan, and another. Launches the right hand, just fell short of the target yet again.
Well, Daniel Tai is certainly got the technique when he gets into the grapple to dominate, but he's just not getting the grapple on Ozkan enough. He should perhaps mask his movement forward by throwing some good hand combinations and then trying to lock that grapple around Ozkan's neck.
Snappy jab there by Gurkan Ozkan, but Daniel Tai just caught her on the gloves and launched a high left round kick. Neither man really connecting with a lot of leather all kicks in this round thus far. Ozkan tries for an overhand right, and the sweat flies up the brow of Daniel Tai from New Zealand. We're 1 minute 50 down.
Well, Ozkan pushing forward. He is the more aggressive fighter in this round, so to date, he's starting to slowly edge ahead on the scorecard now, Ozkan.
If Daniel Tai wants this world title shot,
he's got to step it up, Mike.
He really does have to turn up the adrenaline. Has he got the pepper here in centre ring? Daniel Tai. Gurkan Ozkan moves forward and rocks his head back with a solid jab, and Tai just pushing Ozkan off. Showing no respect to Ozkan, but then again, not capitalising later on, Daniel Tai.
Yeah, in one way he's showing no respect, and in another he's showing too much.
Yes, exactly.
He's just got to step it up and really start working off his jab a lot more, Daniel Tai. There's a leg kick. He could have got it in a bit harder if he works, steps up off his jab, and then roll the thigh over and nail that leg kick.
Well, Gurkan Ozkan's head was momentarily exposed on that occasion. Daniel Tai did not capitalise. Tai really needs to pounce on him and put all his eggs into a couple of baskets here, Daniel Tai, and see if he can lay one on Ozkan. Ozkan fires out the wayward uppercut. Tai dancing around the perimeter of the ring. Ozkan still yet to pounce on him. Into the final seconds now of this, the 4th round of action.
Well, Daniel Tai almost frustrating Ozkan by moving backward continually. And Ozkan just stalking forward all the way.
Snappy jab there from Gurkan Ozkan. A wicked left hook right round kick combination there from Ozkan. That was one of his best combos of the fight so far. Ozkan moves forward again into the 4th round of action. Ooh, Ozkan might have taken a blow on the knee at the end of that round, Hammer. Limping back to his corner. Well, we might want to listen in on this one. They are icing that knee and that thigh of Gurkan Ozkan.
It's more the thigh area. The thigh's been chopped up a little, but Daniel Tai no way has taken full advantage of that. He's probably only threw maybe half a dozen connecting good solid leg kicks in that round, and Ozkan's in a bit of trouble. Imagine if he stepped up the work rate and threw, say, a good solid leg kick every 15 seconds.
Let's have a look at the final moments of that round again, Hammer, and see if we can spot something on Ozkan here.
It was basically the check. Ozkan did that damage to himself, as he's done in the past. He really loads up on his leg kick, and if his opponent nails it with a leg check, Ozkan, in fact, doubles up on that damage more so, Michael.
Harper Nurunara in the corner of Daniel Tai. Let's listen in.
I want that hit. I want you to hit it. All right? I want you to hit that, Daniel.
Seconds down. Melbourne, this is it. The 5th and final round.
Well, here we go in the final round of action. The ISKA Super Middleweight Championship of the World on the line. And the chance are up to once more for the supreme fighting machine, Gurkan Ozkan. Here he comes. The ticking time bomb's going to explode now in the 5th round of action. Snappy jab from Ozkan. Tai goes downstairs. Harper Nurunara telling him to take out Ozkan's lead thigh. Jamal Hassan telling Ozkan to step up the intensity, turn on the adrenaline.
Well, this is where Daniel Tai has to give it all. I have Gurkan slightly ahead on the scorecards at this point. If Daniel Tai doesn't finish this round convincingly, he's can kiss the world title goodbye, or in fact a shot at it.
Well, it might be a while before he gets another shot at the world title. Daniel Tai wants to make the most of it here tonight.
And it is an ISKA world title, so that's a good credible one. It's a good one to have a crack at.
Daniel Tai opened up the fight very impressively in the 1st round, but since then has really taken a backward step. Ozkan just misses with a glancing left hook, falls short with the right hand.
That lead thigh. Have a look at that lead thigh of Ozkan. It's absolutely bloodied. It's banged up internally. There'd be a lot of damage there.
It looks like a turnip.
A turnip.
There you go. There's a new one for you, Hammer. The turnip thigh of Gurkan Ozkan. Daniel Tai needs to go downstairs and really crack away at it like a stock whip with a... There it is, the rear leg round kick.
I'm still thinking turnip, Michael. You're a man that knows your vegetable, that's for sure.
It's just because you're hungry, Hammer. Takes one to know one. Oh, nice outside leg kick there from Daniel Tai.
Very solid leg kick there from...
And another from Tai. He's going to work now on that leg.
He really needs to just keep cracking at it.
Ozkan knows that he's in trouble if Tai unloads the leg kicks. Tai going downstairs. And another chopping leg kick from Daniel Tai.
Not only is that doing damage to Ozkan physically, but also on the scorecard.
They're taunting each other again here, Hammer. Ozkan, the ticking time bomb has exploded. Big right hand from Ozkan. Huge right hand. Daniel Ty forced to cover up in the blue corner. Has he got the pepper, Gurkan Ozkan? Can he bring home it? Daniel Ty needs to go away. That outside thigh yet again. This crowd is out of their seats. A half-hearted jab there from Daniel Ty. Just not enough mustard behind it to do any real damage. The chance are up for Gurkan Ozkan here at the Crown Showroom. Daniel Ty needs to go to work on that damaged, badly damaged thigh of Ozkan. Ozkan can hardly stand. We're into the final 45 seconds now, the fifth and final round. Another chopping leg kick there from Daniel Ty. Ozkan moves forward again, throwing caution to the wind. They're pulling out all the stops. Traces of Tibor Vermes have both been linked to the canvas.
I was just waiting for the wrestling and the biting to start.
Swinging wild looping punch there from Gurkan Ozkan. Ty gets out of the way of trouble. Ties up Ozkan. He wants to work some knees to that thigh if he can. You can hear the instructions from Tarek Solak telling Gurkan Ozkan to come forward. Nice high knee there from Ozkan. Into the final seconds now. The world title up for grabs. Ozkan just sweeps away the front kick, and there it is. The end of the fifth and final round, Hammer. What a war.
I'll tell you what, Michael, I've got it as...
Hammer, take us round by round. How did you see it?
First round going the way Daniel Ty. Second round even. Third round Ozkan. Fourth round Ozkan. And probably fifth round Daniel Ty. He landed some good solid leg kicks there. I'm going to give this one a draw. There you go.
The Hammer is going to sit on the fence where it's the most painful.
To lose. I'm giving it a draw. I want to see this fight again. Let's go another round. I'm throwing all caution to the wind.
Well, K1 rules. The K1 final, you can go another round. Don't forget that.
It was the Daniel Ty just landed, I reckon, about 10 good solid leg kicks there. You've got to score that, okay? You've got to score that higher than punches. Ozkan did outpunch Daniel Ty probably in the last round, but with the leg kicks, probably go the way of Daniel Ty. First round, Daniel Ty with a good couple of knee combos. Third and fourth, Ozkan. Second round will be the decider. It's going to depend on how the judges score the second round. If they score it one way or the other, well, that's the way the fight will go. I personally would have given that second round a draw. I'll have a look at the tape, and I might have to correct myself, but in the heat of the moment, I gave it a draw. So I'm calling this one a draw. There you go.
So what you're trying to say, Hammer, is you're calling it a draw?
That's where there's not actually a winner. They're both, you know, getting a draw.
We will go to Andy Raymond with the official decision. Look at that battered left thigh of Gurkan Ozkan.
Like a steak.
Like a turnip.
In preparation for your dinner, Michael.
All sorts of food analogies. We'll go to Andy Raymond with the official scorecard, and one of these two men will be crowned the new ISKA super middleweight champion of the world.
Or not.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we do go to the judges' scorecard, what about putting your hands together for a 5-round super middleweight war here at the Crown? And this is how the judges have seen it. We have a unanimous points decision. Judge Bryce Burgess scored the bout 50-48. Judge Mark Corrie scored the bout 49-46. And Judge Malcolm Bulmer scored the bout 50-45. For your winner and new ISKA Super Middleweight Champion of the World, Gurkan Ozkan!
Well, there you have it. Gurkan Ozkan is back in his rightful place as the super middleweight champion of the world, Hammer.
Well, I thought a draw would have been good, but, you know, I stuck my neck out and it got chopped off. What do you do? Gurkan Ozkan taking the world title, and no doubt the challengers will be lining up at the door to have a crack at that one.
Well, he's got Paul Briggs coming up in September, as Andy Raymond will no doubt ask him about. He's with the new world champion.
And the new world champion, the gold is back around the waist, and you couldn't be happier, Gurkan.
Yeah, it's great to be back. I've had 4 or 5 different fights pulled out on me. First I was meant to fight at the Vodafone, then I was meant to fight for the world title in Istanbul, then I was meant to fight in Japan. They all kept on pulling out on me, and I have to thank Daniel. He gave me a real good fight.
There was plenty of feeling there too. It was a grudge match.
Yeah, he wanted it. I just didn't want to do too much because I think I'm fighting Arthur next. Is that right? I'm joking. I gave it my best. All credit to Daniel.
Paul Briggs on the horizon too.
Yes, since '96 he's done very well in boxing, and
I'm up actually on Wednesday up in Sydney, training with Steve, and I'll be there for 4 weeks. So hopefully I'll get the support up there.
I'm quite sure you will, and it is fabulous to see you with that 16 pounds of gold wrapped around the waist again.
It's great to be back. This is my 6th world title fight. It's my 5th world title. It's great to be back at super middleweight. There was a lot of question marks every fight at heavyweight. This time I felt 100%, but I could have done a bit more, but I didn't expect Daniel to give me that much of a hard fight. I think he really wanted it. So for me, I just got to get the support back like I used to. I've had a lot of people let me down. I mean, I went up to heavyweight to do it for you guys. I mean, I'm back now, so I'll be knocking them all out, I promise.
A promise there from Gurkan Ozkan. A very difficult fight tonight, but you can hold your head up high. You've done yourself very proud.
What can you say? I just like to fight, think vital strength. And thank all the guys that supported me tonight. Cheers.
Daniel Tai, not victorious, but can he hold his head up high?
Well, the supreme fighting machine, Gurkan Ozkan, returning to super middleweight and returning to the World Championship gold against Daniel Tai. There was a lot of games, there was a lot of taunting, and a lot of hard leather and big hits thrown, but at the end of the day, it was Gurkan Ozkan who reigned supreme. From myself, Michael Chavallo, and my verbal sparring partner, the former Australian champion, Mark the Hammer Castanini, thank you for joining us ringside here at the Crown Showroom, and our congratulations to Gurkan Ozkan.